All right, today for writing, we're going to start with our mentor sentence. So get your mentor booklet, pause this if you have to, and have that out. Now, the other day, so far we've done day 1 where we noticed some things. We did day 2 where we marked the parts of speech. And then yesterday you did day 3 where you rewrote the sentence and made at least 3 changes to it. Today we're going to do day 4, which is the imitation day. And I'm going to do an example of an imitation of the sentence, and then I'm going to let you do your own. So the first thing, we have to start with a pronoun in our sentence. Okay. It can be anything. You can even use I again if you want. There's not that many pronouns to choose from. Okay. I'm going to just start with I. All right. Because it's just going to make it easier. You might want to start with I too. I'm going to use a pen this time because I think you can see it easier than a pencil. All right, so I, and then we need a contraction, and this one is a contraction of do not. So if we have something that has not in it, that would probably be helpful. So I'm going to say I can't, which is short for cannot. And then I need my verb. What is it here? I don't know. I can't fly. Now I need a and, but, or, which is our conjunction. And I'm just going to stick with but because it kind of helps the sentence have the same feel to it. I can't fly, but, and then it is. So I need to take this contraction, it is, and have another contraction that's going to have a pronoun and a helping verb in it. So I can't fly, but I've, and that's short for I have, and then it says hanging here. It's another verb, but I've jumped. There's my verb. Now I need a prepositional phrase, by its feet. I've jumped over the fence. Notice a prepositional phrase. It starts with the preposition over, ends with a noun, fence. Okay? Now, if I wanted to, I could be really fancy and make sure that I also include a possessive pronoun adjective in there. So I could say over their fence. Okay? So I can't fly, but I've jumped over their fence. And now I just have to have something that's not said and then a person who's saying it. Okay, so since somebody's talking about jumping over a fence, they might be really proud about that. And I'm going to use the word bragged. And then I just need anybody's name. So I'll use Stinky. There you go. Okay, and there's my sentence. I can't fly, but I jumped over their fence, bragged Stinky. Here's the original. I don't know, but it's hanging by its feet, chirped Flitter. Notice it has the same feeling as this sentence. Totally different topic, though. All right. That's what I need you to do for the mentor sentence for tomorrow. Then I need you to also get a regular piece of lined paper because I want you to work on the 3-point paragraph, actually making it a paragraph. So pause if you don't have one. Okay, now you should have that. We started with a pre-write. Then we made each of our sentences yesterday on this. Now you just have to take your sentences and write them on a piece of paper as an actual paragraph. Now remember, a paragraph indents. I'll just use part of this one. Okay, now make sure you put your name, number, and all that stuff at the top of your paper. And then remember, you're going to indent. So my first sentence is going to be sentence 1, I have 3 favorite foods. So I'll indent, I have 3 favorite foods, period. Now I still have some space before I get to the pink line, so my next sentence will come right after that. My favorite foods are, and now down here, I want to use this line to continue on. Now, if you like to skip lines in between, feel free to skip a line in between. And I'm going to use commas here, just like you should, because it's a list. All right. Then one of my favorite foods is pizza. That's the next one. Notice that every time I start a new sentence, I just start it after the period of the sentence before it. So you go ahead, finish the rest of your 3-point paragraph about your favorite foods on a piece of paper, okay? Then I'm going to collect all 3 of those things when you give them to me. So I want the pre-writing sheet, okay? And I'm going to want the actual 3-point paragraph sheet where you came up with your sentences, and then your actual paragraph then. All right? Okay, so that's the second thing. So hopefully you kind of paused it and did your imitation, and then you're going to work on this. If you want to pause, you can do it, or you can keep on watching. And the last thing is you should have a paper that has the letter P in cursive. All right? So I'm going to kind of zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit more about how to make the letter P. Okay, a letter P can be a little tricky. It starts with that same upswing, just like we did with the S and the R. Now what it's going to do is it's going to come straight down, and then it goes back. So it goes down and back, just like that. Okay? Then it's going to come up, and I'm going to make my circle like that. And then I finish off like this, because that's how you would go to the next letter. Okay, so you finish it off by going up. Now, the tricky thing here is to make sure that when you come down with your pencil, you're coming down kind of at that angle. Remember how we're kind of slanting it? And then this comes up, and it's going this direction when I come back around. Okay, a common mistake people make with the ones that go under the line is when they come down, some people like to come forward like that, and that would be for an F, wouldn't it? Okay, that's a P goes the other direction. Okay, it comes around this way. All right, so I come around, I come up, make my circle, and then follow through. All right, so that's the P. Practice those there. Remember thinking about all the things I grade for, like letter shape, letter size. Is your writing going to be kind of squiggly, or is it pretty smooth? Spacing, all those different things. Staying between the lines is a really big one. So make sure you're working on that. Notice that the bottom part comes down to that next line underneath it, doesn't it? Okay, so make sure you're doing that as well. Then you've got some where you're combining, and then at the bottom, you've got some words that are written. I want you to do the same thing. I want you to try to read what that word is, and then just write it underneath. Like that one is the word peep. Okay, this one is the word peel. Okay, just to write what it is so you're practicing reading as well. All right, so that's what I need you to do for writing for today. So those 3 things.